Mike and Rational Richard reporting live here at TCM's All Star Open 100 right here in the smeltering 120-degree New Smyrna Speedway, USA, baby. Rational Richard Drake, how you doing, bro? You ready for some half-mile short track madness down here in New Smyrna?
I absolutely am, Mike. This is one of my favorite tracks, both in real life and on the sim, so I'm excited to buckle down for a good night of racing with you.
First time in the booth with myself, so we're going to have a bit of fun here tonight. Qualifying has exited. We are now getting set to do some heat race qualifiers. We will take top four. So we're going to be looking at the four on the outside looking in. So we're going to get set to go here as they get 12 laps on the board as we get set to throw out 12 on the track. Sitting on the pole is going to be Brad Eddy in the 72. He'll have Craig Tully to the outside in the 05. Row number 2, the 98, Kyle Gammon in the inside with Taylor Layton in the 93 to the outside. Row 3, Dave Cassidy in the 13. He'll have Aiden Christensen as his partner in the 24. Row 4, the 89, Conrad Murphy. He'll have the 57 of Johnny Byron. Row 5, the 09, Tony Wright will have Mark Young. And still sitting on pit road, not registered just yet, Rational, is Johnny Miller in the 640.
Yeah, he's going to want to get there quick if he's going to have a chance at this heat for sure.
So, Rational, these are the competitors that did not qualify for the All-Star race for tomorrow night, the big Super Bowl of the TCM annual Super Bowl. So we will be taking a winner here tonight, and they'll mosey on over to tomorrow's big Super Bowl that will feature yourself.
Yeah, I'm honestly honored I made it in. I was in this race during the last Tim's Corner season, so it's, as I think we'll see just from the car counts out here tonight, it's a heck of a competitive field, but we're ready to go green, and everybody wants to show what they've got for tonight, so it's going to be fierce, and the competition will be tough.
Brad Eddy is going to be one of those ones to look at this evening here for this big 100-lap main event. But before we get there, we're going to throw these 12 laps for heat race number 1. Top 4 going to move on. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that 13 of Dave Cassidy. He is in the 4th position with Kyle Gammon, Craig Tully, and Brad Eddy, your top 3.
A little bit of a cluster as everybody tries to sort themselves out into turn 1 there. You can see on the stream, it's once you make a position here, you really want to try to keep it, and there's a lot of fighting for position because it's difficult to pass on iRacing, and it uses up your stuff to do it. So you really got to be smooth and try to make your way through traffic as quickly and efficiently as you can.
Now, Rash, New Smyrna, you spun a lot of laps here, or are you prepared for tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'm still gonna put in a little bit more tomorrow. You know, some of that midnight oil, last minute practicing, but I'm feeling decent about it.
Well, that's great to see, and been excited to get back to New Smyrna. Spent a lot of time down there over the last couple of years with Eastbound International. That's one of our sister tracks, NASCAR home track. They're going to be running the event's Auto Parts Weekly Series there as well in 2021. So they're back in action. They've already started their season, going all the way back to Speed Week. So a little bit of a longer stretch of a season compared to us in Maritime. So be interesting to see what they have for us in the weekly series for Advanced Auto Parts. But we're looking at the 24 right now. Aiden Christensen now has moved into that 4th position. Cameron Murphy, the 89, battling to try to get that qualifying spot.
Yeah, and you know, I think this will be interesting, especially for anybody who's been following along with our Nashville series, because I find this track kind of reminds me of it as well. It's, you know, got that bit of progressive banking. I think we should be able to see some 2 grooves of racing here when things get thrown down in the future, and it's got, you know, despite the wall coming out a little bit, it's got somewhat narrow straightaways, so it's kind of that tight sort of confined pack racing that I think we've seen at Nashville we're going to see mirrored here.
Yeah, the bank is a beautiful sight to see. The turn 3 and 4, always a fan favorite for watching the races here at New Smyrna. So it'll be exciting to see what they throw down as we continue to watch that battle develop between Comrade Murphy and Aiden Christensen. Comrade Murphy looks to be setting them up for the last final laps here as we have 4 to go as they come around here. Exciting times here as we get set for the real race season, Rational. You set to go for Victoria Day weekend?
Well, we're getting there, I'll say. We just moved our home base of a shop, so we're just still trying to let all the little last minute ends play and get everything ready, but we're definitely in a lot better shape than we were about a month ago. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. You'll catch us out there, and man, if I could do anything to get to Newfoundland this summer, I definitely will. I can't wait to come see you.
Well, it's going to be it's like a ticking time bomb, and going back to my racing career over almost 20 years ago, racing out of Detroit, it was always that final 5 days before you packed everything up to head to the track. It's the final rush, and it's unbelievable what race teams can get done in 24 hours. So we'll see what happens as we count down the final lap here. White Silk is out for the 72. Brad Eddy, he's going to pick up precious real estate in the grid for the big 100-lap main event. Craig Tully, Dave Cassidy, Aiden Christensen going to hang on to that spot. Comrade Murphy will have decent positioning in the LCQ, which will be coming up around the corner. But we'll get to some more heat races. What did you think of that, Rational?
That was good. You can really see these drivers stretching their legs. I mean, these heats are an excellent opportunity to try to set yourself up for the future, figure out what works, what doesn't work, kind of get a sense for feeling out your competitors. What are their lines, what are their strengths and weaknesses. So I think this is really an information fact-finding session for these guys, and just trying to figure out, how hard they can push when it comes to the future and what pace and balance they want to set out.
Well, I'd say quite a few of our fans are going to be in the garage tonight, tuning into this TCM special event, cheering on their buddies, trying to get into big All-Star event for tomorrow night. This is the All-Star Open 100. Qualifying heat race number 2 coming at you. Let's play a little game, Rash. Let's see if we can get some of these people, these fans out in the garages, take a few pictures of their cars, post it up here on the Vidane TV or TCM Facebook. Shows your progress. Are you there? I'm getting a few from Eastbound that are actually ready to rock. But I've been to a couple shops of recent in the last couple of days, and there's a lot of guys got a lot of work left to do, Rash.
Oh, I absolutely, and I think it's as you said, Mike. It's amazing what racers can put together when they put their minds to it. I mean, I've seen some really impressive stuff. Even say you're racing on a Friday night, you get another race on the Saturday, maybe you wreck on the Friday night. I've seen some amazing feats of people being able to put their rigs back together and go back out the next day. So,
Yeah.
I don't think all hope is lost if people aren't ready yet, but it's definitely getting closer to that time when they got to be thinking about it. We're stacked
Well,
up too wide here and getting ready to take that green flag.
yeah, lights out as they come around the quarter. Caden Tufts, Jason Goss, Derek Gates, Wade Craswell, Mitchell Montgomery, Ryan Twinham, Scott Drowse, Corey Burke, Brandon Lively, Chantel Pottle, Austin Penny. 11 drivers vying for the 4 spots into the TCM 100 Open All Star qualifier here tonight. So we'll see what happens as we get things going. Look at the 24. Derek Gates stretching his leg, picking up that P3. Goss into 41 and P2. And Caden Tufts kind of building a bridge there now and getting lots of clean air out front.
Yeah, Caden's been putting on a blistering pace in these last few events that we've had, and some really tight races in there between the 08 and the 76. And I reckon that's they're just one off the transfer spots, so they're all trying to fight to hunt down that lead pack.
Some pretty cool paint schemes in the new super late model we're seeing right now is the 197 Austin Penny. Pretty wild colors he's got here tonight as we take a peek at him. But that battle that we were seeing on the screen, Ryan Twinham, Wade Craswell, Scott Drowse, huge battle there for P5. They still got to get around Mitchell Montgomery, who's the 12 car. He is on the inside in P4. So those guys are going to use up a lot of their equipment here in the 1/3 mark. 4 laps completed, but Twinham, Craswell, Drowse all battling back there as we take a peek at our P2. Jason Goss holding off Derek Gates and Mitchell Montgomery. Top 4, a little bit safe right now, Rash.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they want. You want to have patience at this phase. It's risky to go to the LCQ, so we got a car down low there. I think something must have just happened.
Austin Penny heading into pit road. Missed his pit box. Not sure what happened there, but slide job down pit road. I don't know if you've noticed, Rich. You got a new nickname. Your new nickname is Rash Rich.
You kind of abridged it a bit. I like it.
I like it. Rational Rich is just way too long.
Especially if you're saying it too often.
Yes.
I think it's interesting for these guys to try to figure out, where they stand with the new super late model. It's good you mentioned that because we still don't have a lot of seat time in these cars, and all of the setups had to change, which meant even in this fixed setup racing, people are working with something different than they had before. So certainly all that previous seat time helps at New Smyrna, but definitely is a bit of a game changer if you're, you haven't put that recent practice into the new car. It's a lot different.
Well, I put the eastbound rookies out there. The first night of that we got action here. Scott Drowse and Ryan Twinham getting a little crazy there. Still green flag as they try to get themselves collected here. But Scott Drowse and Ryan Twinham, that was going on for quite some time. They're going to throw the yellow rag out here for this one. But those guys were going at it for pretty much the whole race here, Resh.
Yeah, we had some beating and banging down the straightaways and the corners. That was about as tight as you can get with 2 wide racing, but really shows how much each position matters to these drivers.
I think there was a little bit extra in there, but maybe some frustration that was building up over 8 laps. But great job by Scott Drowse and Ryan Twinham putting on a show. What a great battle that was brewing there for 7 or 8 laps.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to really set us up for probably a green-white checker here to finish up this heat race. So it's going to be interesting to see everybody bunch back up. We had mentioned that 5th place position had a bit of a gap to go to catch the top 4. Well, this is going to do that.
Yeah, we're going to get a reset, almost like the COVID-19, the global reset. But we'll see what transpires here. Mitchell Montgomery will be on that outside of row number 2. But opportunity right now for Corey Burke into 101 and Wade Craswell to 76. Scott Drowse and Chantel Pottle will make up row 4. And Ryan Twinham will complete the field back there in P9. Brandon Lively, Austin Penny checking out from this one. Hopefully we'll see it in the LCQ. As we take a peek at the 45 of Scott Drowse, and look at that beautiful 5 representing the ladies here tonight. That's Chantel Pottle. She's from Conception Bay North, Newfoundland and Labrador. She is not yet an official race car driver at Eastbound, but I am going to be working pretty hard this year to get her a ride. She's super fan and an official iRacer for several years. She was telling me she goes all the way back to the Xbox in some leagues, and man, it's so awesome to see fans get involved with iRacing.
Absolutely, yeah. She's been a staple as long as I've been involved with it, only, really over the past year, but definitely a force to be reckoned with. So if she gets that ride at Eastbound, I'd say watch out.
Oh, 100%. And lots of activity over at Eastbound. Girls are starting to take over. We got, we just announced two new females actually entering the sport over here. We got a brand new Bandolero driver, Amber Eason, if she's out there watching. We can't wait to see you Victoria Day weekend. And also the Melindy team. Now they're going to, Grace Melindy will move up to the U.S. Legend, graduate from the Bando, and she's going to pass the torch to her sister. So lots of activity. And Sarah Thorne, she's going to be running our late models again for Team Thorne Racing. So it's so good to see females in this sport. Haley Deegan, one of my favorites. My background from freestyle motocross. Her old man Brian Deegan putting a lot of energy in the Haley Deegan camp, and exciting to see what she has for us. I think she's going to be in Cup in the near future.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely exciting. And man,
Derek
Gates on the restart there. Oh shucks,
into the poop barrels.
Yeah, it's easier to do. It's that these tires get old. It gets harder to do these restarts, and man, what a shame. But there's that LCQ to give him another chance.
Well, there you go. There's the weather for the white rag. It's going to be Caden Tufts in the 88 and the 41 of Jason Goss of DC Auto. He's going to take up that spot. Mitchell Montgomery, and look at that. We talked about Corey Burke, the 101 machine. He had the opportunity on that restart and took full advantage as, unfortunately for Derek Gates, man, oh man, did he ever slam the barrel in on pit road there. Just probably too much throttle coming out of turn 3 and 4. And managed to mat it into that corner. So, unfortunately, he will have another shot at this, but unfortunately did not work on that heat race. As we get set again, now one person we haven't talked to tonight, Rash, was our good friend Paul Showtime Strickland Jr. We've been having so much fun that we didn't even let him do some replays there tonight, but hopefully we'll get to talk to him shortly. Paul, how you doing, bud?
Doing great. Very excited here. The All-Star Open 100. Man, it's... This is what we've been working for all season long with the iRacing here with Tim's Corner Motorsports. Really excited for Victoria Day weekend. I'm a little bit further south than you guys here in Connecticut in the U.S. of A, but it's always fun to follow along on timscorner.ca and the Tim's Corner Facebook page and the Eastbound Park Facebook page, all that good stuff. And really cool to see a lot of these guys and gals that are in the iRacing League to jump out on the track here very soon. So really looking forward to it, and really looking forward to see hopefully Eastbound Park win that Advance My Track challenge. Be sure to go over to advancemytrack.com and vote for Eastbound Park. Vote 3 times daily. That's actually got to be Mikey's birthday present. It was his birthday yesterday.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Paul, if we win this, I will streak down the front stretch on opening day. No, seriously, no, probably not. My wife will get mad. But all right, we're getting set to go here for heat race number 3. Josh Langell will get the hammer. Craig Kenny in P2. Mark Williams, Brody Lewis, Daniel Vitch, Dave Horton, Justin Robichaud, Terry Duguay, John Gahan, and Ricky Miller. And we are off to heat race number 3. And look at that, Josh Langell actually in the 51, which is wild to see here tonight. He's being scored as the 18th. But the 51, Josh Langell, will take control of this with Craig Kenny, Mark Williams, and Brody Lewis, your top 4. And looking in is going to be Justin Robichaud. Oh, we got caution here. Rash, that's going to bring our good friend Paul.
Absolutely. Take it away, Paul.
It's going to be the second Kong Beer Bong instant replay of the night. Looks like John Gahan here got a little bit of... Actually, looks like it might have been 2 separate incidents here. We'll take a quick peek at it here from the Vinane TV chopper and take a look at that blue and white car, the number 16. He's kind of the focal point of the wreck. You can see the 29. Okay, you can see the 29 gets a little bit of a boot. The 16 kind of backs up just a little bit, and the driver behind him didn't see the smoke in front of him, so it just kind of gave him a little bit of a shot. Whoa. almost was able to grab a gear and get going. Did a little bit of an extra donut there, but doesn't look like he hit too anything too hard. So still going to be restarting in the back here. 10 cars on the lead lap here. So going to try and make it up to the top 4. If not, we'll see him in that last chance qualifier.
Yeah, so we were talking just earlier on, Paul, about that Advance My Track. So on April 27th, we will find out if we're in the final 6. So, and then they're going to have a massive rollout with the NASCAR Cup Series. Throughout that whole week, the top 6 will be featured on Fox Television throughout the broadcast of the weekend through the trucks. I believe it'll be May 4th week, which was, I believe, Darlington. So lots of exciting things. It's not just money for the track. It's just so many other cool things that are going to come with it. I've been taunting Daytona about if we do win, I want Jeff Gordon up here codfishing and getting screeched in at the track and doing an official mic to mic with us at Eastbound. So who knows what it's going to be. I know it's very similar to Hockeyville. A lot of Canadians are familiar with the NHL and Craft Hockeyville. That's exactly what this Advance My Track is. So get on there, advancemytrack.com, vote for Eastbound. And you own only 2 tracks in Canada vying for this, Edmonton and Newfoundland. So it'll be exciting to see if we can win it. And I promise you I won't be Frank the Tank and streak down the front stretch.
We're set to go green here. We've got green flag for the 51 of Josh Langell, and can actually clear up that number for you. They race out at Scotia Speed World, and I believe his brother Braden runs the 51, so it's a number in the family for sure. Could be one of perhaps a throwback paint scheme.
It's a nice looking ride here tonight, but we got calamity again, but we're going to probably stay green here as we had a car off the pace. That is the 73, is it, of Dave Horton? That is, yeah, the Dodge machine. He's going to get things going back again. Staying green here, Rash. We are past the halfway mark. 7 completed here. Josh Langell controls this. Craig Kenny, Mark Williams, Brody Lewis, Ricky Miller. Now the 17 is on the outside looking in as we see a battle brewing back there behind the 51 for P2.
That's right. Looks like Craig Kenny on the outside of the 90 might be able to take that position away for second. Really hard fighting after that restart, and we might be seeing, no, I think he's going to tuck into third there. I was thinking maybe a challenge from fourth into third, but they'll settle in single file for a little bit, and right now our transfer spot is occupied by the 122.
Oh, the 122 washes up the track, opens the door for the 17 of Ricky Miller, but he was able to pick it up here, but this continues to brew as Ricky Miller now pokes his nose to the bottom here as that almost got close to a position change as we count down the laps. Rash, this is getting exciting between this battle. I know one thing, I would not want to be Brody Lewis right now, and I'd be trying to get ahead of Mark Williams in the 42.
Absolutely. Those are never the moments that you want to see, but kudos to Brody Lewis for keeping a cool head and managing to keep it, in front of the machine that we're on board with at the moment of the 17. Looks like they're going to he's going to try to continue to put the pressure on for that transfer spot as we come with 2 to go.
Now, Rash, if this is you in the cockpit, 2 to go, are you going to hold for that last lap as we see Ricky Miller? Now White Silk is going to throw the charge. What do you think, Rash? Has he got it?
Oh, I don't know. It's a tough one. Looks like not quite, but I think he's going to throw it into turn 3. We'll see. Looks like Brody Lewis is probably going to be able to...
Oh, on the lid! Oh, baby! I need to see a replay of that one.
Looks like Ricky Miller's going to take it.
Paul, turn your microphone on.
Yeah, we were trying to get a quick Kong Beer Bong instant replay. Unfortunately, with the iRacing switching from heat race to heat race, we can't quite get it. But man, oh man, he made the feature on his roof. How about that?
I want that in the highlight reel for Facebook tomorrow.
We will absolutely get that. That was cool.
One of the best pedals to the line I think we've seen all season.
Unbelievable, and upside down on his roof, so the in-car camera would have been awesome to see there, but hopefully we can get some of that replay later on. But we're going to get set for our first last chance for romance, a little LCQ action. Rash, you haven't been in any of these, I don't think, maybe a couple, but you know what's about to transpire.
All kinds of mayhem, and for us that means entertainment. Looks like we've got 6 people who will be advancing to the feature from this race. So it's going to make things interesting.
Tim Terry, you're in the booth. What did you think of that finish? Oh, baby.
That was exciting. The Conrad Murphy, Aiden Christensen bump and run was good. It was clean. They've been putting on a great show considering, and I'm sure Richard has mentioned this as well, the track temperature started out in practice at 130. It's Florida. It's set in May. The track is now at 122, so it's still hot and greasy. But these drivers are doing phenomenal. Hopefully the All Star Showcase guys are taking note. But I came over here to mention what Richard said when I came in. We're taking 6 from this one, 6 from the next one, 25 laps or 10 minutes, whatever comes first.
Yeehaw! Aiden Christensen will get the hammer here. Brody Lewis in the 122, Scott Drowse, Johnny Byron, John Gahan, Derek Gates, Mark Young, Justin Robichaux, and we're off to the races there, Rash.
And I think, Brody Lewis was just showing us that he can run really strong on the outside, and I think he's going to be eager to try to solidify that second position. He'll file in, as we see now, the 45 and the, looks like the 057. I believe that's John Byron just side by side for that third spot.
Well, Brandon Lively, Johnny Miller have checked out, so now we have 8, and we got lots of wreck cars here. We see Johnny Byron spun around here. Amber, yellow rag. Lap 2, that's going to bring in our good friend, Paul Showtime Strickland Jr. What do you got?
Got a handful of cars going the wrong way, it looks like, and it looks like we just had a little bit of hard racing here. Kong Beer Bunk instant replay. Here you can see the 45 down low of John Byron there in the 157. And it actually looks like John Byron lost the rear end of that race car, got a little bit loose coming out of turn number 4, and we just heard from Tim that the track is really, really hot. 122-degree track temp. It's down from 135 earlier on when practice started about an hour and a half ago, but the good news is it looks like it was just a little bit of bumper car action, and there's 8 cars still on the track. Brandon Lively, John Miller didn't make the call here, it looks like. So 2 of these drivers are going to end up going home. Going to be watching here on Vidane TV, and the top 6 are going to be moving on to the Showcase Open. So really exciting. Lots of really good action going on here. And Tim made mention we've seen some pretty good racing happen so far.
Yeah, this is a bit exciting. I'm kind of missing my good friend Dylan Langile, the Hall of Famer, the Canadian Hall of Famer, but having a bit of fun here with my good friend Rational Richard, who will be featured tomorrow night in the All Star Showcase. Got a couple of wins under your belt, Rash. Unbelievable season here in Nashville for you.
Yeah, I'm really thankful, honestly, so happy to have enjoyed all the, racing's always got a bit of luck to it, so certainly we were on the good end of luck in that Nashville season, but my team and I also put a lot of effort into that setup and just a lot of laps in practice that really makes things work. And, it's interesting, Tim bringing up the weather. He has a bit of a, devious little tendency to play with our weather settings on iRacing, kind of keeps things interesting. He was all over the place on our Nashville, making something different for us every week. And really, these hotter tracks, they don't have a lot of grip. You've got a lot better grip, and the car just feels better in terms of the handling. The lap times are better when it's a cooler track. So, these drivers are going to be on their toes on the limits of their grip a lot faster given the heat.
Little slick, little loosey-goosey once we get into the 100-lap. See how the rubber gets laid down. Tires, what do you think? 100 laps here, half mile here at New Smyrna. Tires a factor here tonight?
Oh, man, that's always the question. It's always a battle between tires and track position. Tires are definitely a factor, but I don't know. You might be able to save them, but I'm thinking they're probably going to want to come in and get 4 fresh ones.
130 degrees, they're probably going to be melted down to the steel rim. So we are set to go here, lap 6, and pace car has exited. Aiden Christensen gets it done with Brody Lewis to the outside, but take a peek there at the 93 of Justin Robichaux, now getting his nose into the quarter of the 122, but the 122 of Brody Lewis looks pretty quick here tonight, Rash. We've seen him earlier. He had to check up behind Aiden Christensen. I think he's got a fast car here tonight.
I think he does, and there's one thing that's nice about running in the heats and the LCQs is really it's extra track time in the competitive atmosphere of these TCM races. So the more time you get in these races, the stronger you're going to be for the feature.
Well, looking at pit road right now, Scott Drowse is now on pit road in the 45. That leaves Johnny Byron right now on the outside looking in, and we are, like you said, we are going to be taking 6 into the main event. The 100-lapper. This is the TCM All Star Open. If you're just tuning in, I'm Mike James from Eastbound International Speedway here in Newfoundland, Labrador, a.k.a. The Rock. And I got my good friend Rational Richard, and the Laker News. Boy, I'd say Patrick and the boys are cheering you on tonight, eh?
Oh, for sure. He's a great sport and a real racing enthusiast. So it's always awesome to have the Laker News on the hood of my car. And got to give a shout out to Kobe's Auto Recyclers and Kinetic Racing too. I've got some wonderful sponsors.
We should get your microphone sponsored by Laker News and take a shot and put it on the front page tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. Pat would love that.
So, as we get close to the halfway mark, 11 completed. As we get close to that cross flags, Aiden Christensen still controlling this. 12 gone, and we are officially halfways now. 25 on the board here for the last chance. Hooligan, LCQ, whatever you want to call it. 6 going on to the big show. Like you said, Johnny Byron, the only one on the outside looking in. Scott Drowse still on pit road. Brandon Lively, Johnny Miller not going to finish this race. So it's all up to John Byron right now to not sit out to this one. And right now he's about a full second off the pace from the 16 of Johnny Gahan.
Yeah, I think he might have been caught up in a little bit of contact on that restart, and if not this one, he had some unfortunate luck with some of the earlier tussles, and you never want to see that kind of damage pile onto your car because it takes a toll, but I think at this point he just needs to try to set some clean laps, not overwork the tires, and probably hope for a caution.
Yeah, 100%. That full second right now, and it's going to continue a full second gap right now on John Gahan, so with 10 to go, he really needs caution out here, but lots of separation, lots of gap, no major battles as they all single file coming around. 10 to go here. Aiden Christensen in the 24. Brody Lewis, Justin Robichaud, Derek Gates, Mark Young, and John Gahan, your top 6. At this point, looking pretty decent to head into the show, unless something rational happens here.
Something rational or irrational, depending on your perspective.
You like how I dropped that in there?
I do very much.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
It's a nickname I've carried since I was 15, so it's pretty cool to still be rocking it.
Bro, you're getting a new Vidane TV, The Rash.
The Rash with Mike and Richard. Yeah, sounds like a pretty cool segment.
I like it, but maybe we'll put it on Tim's Corner next Monday. We'll do a duo with Tim, but always a pleasure to have you here. Usually I get to talk to you at the end of the race when you win one, but pretty cool to have you in the booth here tonight with some play-by-play as we have a peak right now. Derek Gates and the 55, Mark Young, being scored as 6:45, but in the 55, green and white machine, and there is the 57 of John Byron. Wow. He has now got into within reach. Where did this happen? Something must have transpired in the back of the pack as we were jammering back and forth. Johnny Byron now is in the picture. Who will be sitting out drinking some beers here tonight? This is the LCQ Last Chance Qualifier, hooligan race, whatever you want to call it. This is the one where you see the bumper, eh?
I think so. I mean, he's got nothing to lose at this point and everything to gain, so whether you see the bumper or not, he's going to be driving the wheels off her. That's for absolutely sure. He's on the limit of adhesion, and he's been making some really good strides forward. So I think I wouldn't count him out in these last 5 laps.
Now, we've had lots of wild words here. Tangley, Calamity, Bootski, adhesion. That's the new word, Paul.
Adhesion, I like it. I'm not sure what it means, but we'll run with it.
I'm looking up right now on Google.
Hey Siri.
And I think right as we were saying that too, we've got John Byron was able to pick up that position, so that leaves now Mark Young on the outside.
Yeah, and this is with 3 to go here. I got a funny feeling Mark Young may try to throw that bumper. Was it too soon? Rash, you've been in the cockpit in these situations, you know. With a couple laps to go, do you throw it early or do you save it for the last lap?
Well, that's a good question. I try not to use it myself. I'm not usually in that position, but I think if you were going to do it, you got to do it at the very end before they have a chance to come back at you the next lap. None of this back and forth deal.
Well, there's quite a bit of a gap right now. The distance right now is a full second as John Byron has taken off like a shot out of a cannon. White rag in the sky for the 24, Aiden Christensen. Brody Lewis, P2. Justin Robichaud, your P3. John Gahan. Not a lot of big battles as we do see Brody Lewis try to get to the back bumper. Not going to get it done here as Aiden Christensen takes checkers, no wreckers, And your top 6, Johnny Byron making the show, Derek Gates, John Kahan, Justin Robichaux, Brody Lewis, and your race winner, Aiden Christensen. Moving on to the TCM 100 Open All-Star Qualifier winner tonight. We'll get to race Rash tomorrow night.
It's going to be an exciting one. And I mean, we were talking and focusing specifically on those transfer positions, but really everyone matters because it's going to affect where you start in this feature. And we were talking about tires. If you can start up near the front and just run single file and just kind of keep things cool for the first half of the race, that's going to extend the life of your tires and make you all the more competitive at the end. Whereas if you're constantly door to door trying to work your way through traffic, by the time you catch some of those guys that are up further forward, you simply may not have the car left to be able to outrace them. So lots to think about in terms of position here, but I think we're definitely going to be in for something cool, whether it's all 100 laps or whether it comes down to a really tight finish. I think I don't know how to call this one, Mike.
It's going to be a wild one. I'm not on social media right now, but if someone can update, do we got any progress pics of the shops? Where's all the race cars in Atlantic Canada? We want to see them. Post them up. Are you finished? Are you getting there? I'll even take chassis pics right now. So get them up there, TCM. We are counting down the days to the real opener of the season, Victoria Day weekend for most of the Maritimes. Post them up. We want to see them, but we're getting set here for our final
too,
LCQ.
Mikey. That goes for everybody. I know there's some Stafford Speedway boys, the NEPS guys. They're out there watching. I want to see some race cars. Let's go. We got Zane Farrell just posted a little sneak peek at his personal racing page. He doesn't have a pretty pink race car this year, but at least his name's in pink, so that's kind of cool.
Well, we're getting set for the final LCQ, 25 laps on the board. It's going to be Wade Craswell. Kyle Gammon not going to make it. He had that P2 spot, but he's not going to make it in time. Terry Duguay, Chantel Pottle, Taylor Layton, Daniel Vitch, Ryan Twinham, Tony Wright, Dave Horton in this one, Austin Penny, and Perry Gammon not making the call. And Chantel Pottle goes for a ride. She was the meat in that sandwich as she gets pushed back all the way back to the mid-pack. Wade Craswell, Terry Duguay, Daniel Vitch taking over here. There's a lot of crushed up steel right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking survival might be an important factor here. As Chantel back into the wall. Hopefully, just a bit of a glancing blow, and she's able to get that back under her.
I don't know if something got kicked out on her in suspension, but she seems like she's fighting that car right now. But seems like she has it back under control. She tries to gather herself. She has moved back to the P7. We are going to be taking 6 positions from this. Dave Horton in P6. He's going to be fighting that position. But right at the tail, we have a battle right now for P7 as Tony Wright and Chantel Pottle. Pottle is going to let him go as the 09 takes over that spot. As we take a peek right now at our P6 battle, Dave Horton does not want to have the target on his back. He's going to try to get around that 14 of Terry Duguay.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what happened to us on the grid there. That's a shame about Kyle Gammon not making the start. He's one of the local guys that I knew from back in the Scotia Speed World 4-cylinder Thunder days. Used to race against my dad back when my dad was running a CRX. So cool to see him on the sim, and too bad he wasn't able to make the race today.
Yeah, really unfortunate giving up that precious P2. But we wish him luck, and hopefully we'll see him soon in the servers. But I'm probably certain that we'll probably see him at the racetrack, Rash.
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
100%. I got to see if I can get up to a couple of races and Tim and the Hall of Famer Dylan Langell for some of these races. Maybe if they let me go, what is the IWK weekend? It's a big deal up there, eh?
Yeah, absolutely, down at Riverside, and hopefully you might be able to make a whole weekend of it and maybe catch Scotia for heck on even another weekend. But you got to come see all of your favorites down in Nova Scotia here. I mean, with a cast of characters like you mentioned, the Hall of Famer Dylan Langell, Tim Terry, and a lot of the guys out in this field right now. Definitely worth the trip.
Sounds like a movie, Hangover Part 4. Did they do Part 3? I think they did.
I think so.
9 laps completed. Wade Craswell is dominating this one in the 76. Daniel Vitch in the 29. He's your P2 holder. Ryan Twinham in P3. Taylor Layton and holding that 4th position. Terry Duguay. Dave Horton on the inside, I shall say. But Tony Wright is on the outside. That 09 machine trying to build a bridge there on Dave Horton. gap right now between the two is about a 1.1 second difference. It's got a bit of time, 15 laps on the board, so calm and composed right now. Everybody's spread out here. Need to turn some laps here and try to reduce that gap between himself and Dave Horton.
Gotta tell you, Mike,
Absolutely.
if you're looking to set yourself up with a race weekend, come on down to Stafford Speedway the weekend of June 11th. Friday night, man, we're going to be racing Verdane Racing. We've got two champions of our Super Speedway Series. This year was actually a collaboration between Sim 500 and Verdane Racing. Richard Beasley won the championship this year. Jarrett Bulliard won the championship last year in iRacing. They're actually going to be driving street stocks in a race at Stafford Motor Speedway on June 11th, Friday night. Pretty cool little deal. They're going to be bringing the championship belts out that we got them. Very, very excited to see both of those guys. I'm excited to meet both of those guys in person. It's always cool to meet some guys that you raced online with. And so those guys are going to be coming out. And we're actually going to be camping out all weekend long at Stafford Speedway, right in the parking lot. We're going to be partying up under the Verdane TV banner because that Saturday, June 12th, SRX Racing makes their debut at Stafford Motor Speedway. That's the series put together by Tony Stewart and Ray Evernham. And how about Alan Bestwick coming out to be one of the play-by-play announcers? How cool is that?
I got an idea. Are you ready for this?
Hangover Part 5.5.
Oh, definitely. Hangover Part 5. Rash, are you ready for this idea?
I'm ready, Mike. Lay it on me.
I say we do a Verdane travel agency and go to Phoenix for the Cup final and try to get 200 of our good buddies from the server and head on down to Phoenix for the final race.
That sounds pretty spectacular.
Can you imagine like 200 or 300 of us in Phoenix?
That would be pretty awesome. And it's been something that I've done in the past. I haven't met 200 sim racers in one shot. But years ago, I ended up going to Loudon, New Hampshire. Landon Castle actually hooked me up with some hot passes, which was really cool. The first time I ever got to walk around the Cup garage. Almost got run over by Kevin Harvick a couple of times. I think he's got a thing against gingers. I'm pretty sure of it. But it was pretty cool. You know, we met up, we camped out. None of us could really afford a hotel or anything like that because we were all in high school. We had part-time jobs. I was working at Wendy's at the time, and we ended up getting a campground, and we were sitting around the campfire, just kind of shooting the breeze, and it was pretty cool. It was almost like you were sitting in front of the computer talking to your buddies, but it was actually real life, and had a lot of fun. So it's always cool to meet the new names and kind of put a face to the name. You know, you talk to these guys and gals week in and week out here, whether it's Discord or TeamSpeak, you know, all the different voice channels and chats that we've got throughout the iRacing server. Heck, even in the iRacing service itself, there's a voice chat that you get on and you race with your buddies with each and every night. So really cool to meet sim racers. And man, I'm really looking forward to 2021's racing season, both Cup and the local stuff too. I'm hoping to get out to as many tracks as I can this year with everything that I've got going on, and the big Verdane announcement coming up here as soon as the ink dries. We're waiting for the state of Connecticut to hurry up and finish up looking over the paperwork, but we got huge announcements coming with Verdane here in the very near future, and it's not going to be a Verdane travel agency, but it's definitely still going to be under that Verdane banner, so be sure to keep an eye out on the social media outlets for all that information.
Can you imagine Tim Terry as a travel agent?
I mean, the guy's pretty amazing. As you know, I've seen all the local stuff he's put together, and with his organizational skills from Tim's Corner, I think I could see it, actually.
One rule, no hotels. Everybody got to stay in tents in the desert.
You know what we should do is find a little quarter-mile dirt track and race lawnmowers, all 200 of us.
Well, I'll bring 40 of my friends from Newfoundland. So we got 3 laps to go here as we yammer it off. Smooth sailing right now, not a lot of activity. Was hoping, Rash, that we were going to see some battles here in the LCQ, but everybody kind of trying to keep it together here, trying to get into the main event. Your top 6 right now is Wade Craswell, Daniel Vidge, Taylor Layton, Ryan Twinham, Terry Dugay, Dave Horton. Not looking good for Tony Wright and Chantel Pottle, as that gapage right now has been built up over 2 seconds. White rag is in the sky for Wade Craswell as he's going to coast it around. We're taking a peek at the 5, Chantel Pottle. Unfortunately for her, that's going to end her season here on TCM until next time. But unfortunately, she had that incident on lap number 1 when we got things going here. But Wade Craswell will take the win here. big position for the 100 lapper. That's our final LCQ. Rash, we're going to get set for the 100 main event. What do you think? You got any picks here tonight?
Ooh, well, I think the top of the field there has looked pretty strong, but we saw a lot of really fast cars that, for one reason or another found themselves in the LCQ. I was really impressed with Brody Lewis's run on the outside there before he ended up as part of the incident with the roof finish, but that sent him back a few positions further than he would have otherwise been. But I think he's somebody to watch for moving through the field tonight for sure. I think I mentioned earlier, Caden Tufts is really quick. Brad Eddy is always a fast car out here, so
you can't pick them all. You can't pick them all. Just pick one.
All right, if I got to go with one, as I said, Brody Lewis. I'm a big fan of the outside. As I said, I don't like the bumper. I like the outside guys. So my money's on Brody. I want to see him move through the pack.
I'm going to be a Newfoundland bias here. 41 Jason Goss of Torbay. The firefighter's going to get it done here tonight. Had some big runs in Oxford as well as Nashville. So we'll see what he has for us as we get set to go. 100 laps on the board. It is the TCM 100 lap All-Star Open. Winner will go to tomorrow's All-Star race here in New Smyrna. 120 degrees, smeltering. Will tires be a factor? We'll find out. I'm Mike James from Eastbound International Speedway. My good friend Rational Richard from Scotia Speedway, one of our drivers who will be in the big event tomorrow night. Probably going to get some good position. Got some wins under his belt. So we're doing the play-by-play here as we get set to go. 100 laps. Brad Eddy will get the pole here in position number 1. Caden Duffs to the outside. Row number 2, Josh Lanjaw will be in the 51. He'll have Craig Tully to the outside. Row 3, the 41 of Jason Goss with the 90 of Craig Kenny. Row 4, Dave Cassidy in the 13 with the 12 machine of Mitchell Montgomery to the outside. Your top 10 completion, the 9th position, Mark Williams in the 42. He'll have Conrad Murphy in the 89 to the outside. Row number 6, the 101 of Corey Burke. He'll have the 17 of Ricky Miller. Row 7, Aiden Christensen, the 24, Wade Craswell, and the 76 will hit his partner. And row 8, 122, Brody Lewis, that's Rash's pick. He'll have Daniel Vitch. Completing the field, Justin Robichaud, Taylor Layton, John Gahan, Ryan Twinham, Derek Gates, Terry Dugay, Johnny Byron, and Dave Horton. And we were I was yammering Rash, but we got green flag side by side right now with our leaders, Caden Tufts and Brad Eddy.
What a start. That's going to be a really interesting battle because something tells me they're going to keep at it over the 100, especially if that's any sign of things to come. Brad Eddy will settle in with the lead for now, and Caden Tufts manages to close the door on Craig Tully to maintain second position.
Well, Tully kind of come off the pace there, and the 51 had to check up Josh Lanjaw almost into the back bumper as they try to get it going. But look at this big run from the outside. I believe that is Craig Kenny in the 90 as he picks up a spot on the 41 of Jason Goss. He's your P6 position. Goss holding off Mitchell Montgomery and Dave Cassidy back there as we see a bit of seesaw flipping going on right now. I just seen Justin Robichaud just took a position away from Ryan Twinham back there. So exciting. 4 laps completed under green. We almost had that yellow rag there with that battle between our leaders, Brad Eddy and Caden Tufts, Rash.
Yeah, absolutely, and definitely makes things dicey for the cars behind them. We can see you picked there Jason Goss doing pretty well, and it's so cool to be up here in the booth with you tonight here at New Smyrna, commentating about all these cars that I share all this track time with, and really exciting. I think, I was saying there, Jason Goss doing well at the front. He's somebody who strikes me as always being consistent. He's always going to be somebody out there that's a threat to move forward. So, yeah, I think we've got a really exciting top 10 and an even hungrier 10th through the rest of the field on back trying to move their way forward.
Well, we just seen the 72 come off the pace. They're the 72. I'm not sure. Was that the 42? I'm kind of lost. Lost in my screen here. 73. My fault. I need to get a beer. That's Dave Horton way off the pace right now. He is down a lap. So something went wrong with Horton there and must have had an incident, got caught back up, and the rest of the field coming around him. So that's going to send him down a lap. 73 machine will be the first recipient of the lucky dog if a caution comes out here, as he will allow the leaders to go around. But taking a peek right now at Brad Eddy, the 72, Caden Tufts, your battle up front, 9 completed under green flag. got pretty close to the yellow rag being tossed on our corner number 1, as we see Craig Tully, Josh Langell, Craig Kenny, your top 5 moving on up.
Yeah, they're looking pretty stable at the front, but it's only early in the race, so you really don't want to push it too hard, one to risk your car and one simply to overuse your tires. So I think we might just see the front of the pack here just try to keep things calm and stretch their legs. The 73 was able to pull off a pretty good save there. I'm not sure exactly what transpired, but washed up the track a bit.
Rash, earlier on, I kind of had a rag in my mouth. I was trying to get it out. I was bumbling, basically, when we were talking about the term of Super Bowl tomorrow night. And the reason why I called that, because, we watched a lot of these TCM special events. And in order to get into tomorrow's All-Star, you had to win a race. And to win a race in a TCM league or special event takes a lot of skill. I personally have gotten into the simulator, and I can tell you, it's not for me. You guys are amazing what you guys do behind the wheel in the simulator. The amount of detail and the physics and everything that goes on behind the screen here that we don't actually see is absolutely incredible. So tomorrow night is the Super Bowl. It is the TCM. We should change the name from All-Star to Super Bowl, because this is one of the biggest events in Atlantic Canada, probably in iRacing. Right across the board will probably be the biggest race tomorrow night. Position-wise, Rash, if you're in the back, it's going to be tough to come to the front, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
And we're having a peek right now at our leaders as 88 Caden Tufts applying lots of pressure. I'm not sure what Paul was just yammering in my hair.
Oh, Caden looks like he's going to look to the inside, possibly to take that position from Brad Eddy. Will Brad be able to hold on the outside? Oh, Caden gets a little squirrely there, but man, I think we're not done seeing the action from these two tonight by any means.
Yeah, this is going to be one that's going to brew throughout, as they big separation right now as they continue on. About a full second our leader has on Craig Tully, our P3, as they continue to battle it. Fastest cars on the track right now actually was Craig Tully. Tully picking up a bit of speed there by 1/10 of a second over our leaders. So that's what we're seeing now. That battle is actually slowing them down a little bit. They're using up the car. So advantage right now for Craig Tully and Josh Langell and the rest of the field, as our top two, Tufts and Eddie, really taking the gloves off here early in the lap number 18.
That's right. They say in racing, and I find it to be true, that sometimes you'd rather be the chaser than the person getting chased. But I think as Craig Tully with the speed they're showing us, is sometimes when you're in such a heated battle, it's hard to be able to maintain that consistency that you look for. And, as you were saying, the talent in this Tim's Corner Vidane field is really, really impressive. And as a competitor out there, I can't think of a better league to run with for really keeping me on my toes and trying to keep my skills fresh as a driver. I think they're all elevating each other's game to be on point for trying to make this big, exciting Super Bowl tomorrow.
Well, take us through some of these events that won. You went coast to coast, Mr. Perfect a couple of times. We're talking about being the leader. Brad Eddy's dominating this one, or trying to at least, with Caden Tufts hot on the hammer right now. What's it like actually being the leader for a full length of a 100 lapper with someone on your tail like that?
Well, it could definitely be a lot of pressure. I think you got to kind of forget how many laps you're on and really just try to hit your marks. Honestly, coming to the end of those, I didn't know if there was 20 to go or if there was 2 to go. I was just trying to do the same thing every lap and keep it cool. And, I've been lucky that a lot of my competitors that I was racing with really hard were really clean. And I think we've seen that tonight. None of our wrecks were really, aside from that one at the heat, and that was just, racing at its finest with people trying to occupy the same position. But there's a lot of respect in this field. So I think it's really a matter of the mental game. You're more likely to beat yourself before somebody's willing to necessarily, poke their way through you. So if I were Brad Eddy right now, I'd just be trying to, keep focused, stay calm, and so far he's doing a really great job of that, considering the pressure that Caden Tufts is putting on him.
Do you feel sometimes when the competitor's on that back bumper, it almost raises the hair off the back of your neck, like just on the edge of the seat, like just accelerates the adrenaline through the body?
It does. I mean, there's no feeling like it, and I guess that's what I live for as a racer. But I think experience really shows that way too. From my seat time at Scotia, that definitely helped me with iRacing, and it's probably a little more nervous of iRacing at first, just in that it was something that was new to me, and I wasn't sure how I'd necessarily stack up with everybody. But when you've got that seat time behind you to kind of give you that little bit of confidence, I think that helps the successes roll even further forward. So, yeah, it's sort of a positive reinforcement thing.
Well, we've been in a lot of situations, TCM events, where it got pretty wild to the finish line. But we're having a peek right now at the 41 of Jason Goss in P6. Kind of calm and collected there in between Craig Kenny as well as Mitchell Montgomery as they kind of sandwich there back and forth. Looks like Goss will try to make a move here and try to get to the rear quarter, but Craig Kenny doing a wonderful job holding down the top 5, but biggest battle on the board right now, Kenny and Goss.
That's right. I always love these in-car cam shots that you can see here, and this is Brody Lewis, my pick, and we've got, we were seeing the weather there earlier. It's I think it's about 5:30 right now in the Sims, so the sun's starting to go down maybe, or at least not quite over top of the track as much as it was. Looks like it's about 10 degrees cooler than it was in the last chance qualifier races. So these drivers are going to have to start, pushing it a little harder than maybe they got comfortable with on their pace as they try to, figure out how to push every possible limit of their cars to move forward in this field.
Seeing some cool shots here. I got producer Paul Strickland Jr. One of my favorite times of the night. Fox does it all the time. I kind of like to see the shots that Paul throws at us, and I'd like to give him an opportunity to showcase some of his talents. So how about a little crank it up there, Paul? Crank It Up has been brought to you by Beer Bong Kong Beer Bong. Caution's out. Kong Beer Bong brings out the caution just in time. I think I just jinxed it, Paul, but lap 35, white rag in the sky. But while we were on the Crank It Up, Jason Goss and Mitchell Montgomery getting around the 90. Paul, take us back on this caution. A little bit of non-calamity.
A little bit of tangliness, as it were. It looks like Justin Robichaud here has a little bit of contact. We're going to take a quick look at the Kong Beer Bong instant replay. And there you see the beautiful number 93 car. Looks like the 101 gets a little bit slowed up, and 93 had nowhere to go except into the rear quarter panel of that 101. The good news is there wasn't any big-time contact. It's kind of a lazy spin there. There you can see the pace car driving right on through 101 because sometimes physics don't matter. But you can see everybody pretty much able to gather it up real quick here. Man, how about this racing? Lap 36, first caution. These guys doing a fantastic job. And Rational Richard made a good point. Track's definitely cooling down. It looks like we're at about 108 degrees track temperature right now, which is about 25 to 30 degrees cooler than what these guys were practicing in and gals were practicing in earlier on. So the car's definitely tightening up. It seems like the longer we go here this evening, the better the cars are going to handle. So phenomenal racing from these guys here and the Tim's Corner Motorsports All Star Showcase Open 100, and really starting to click off some of the laps. Better than a third of the way done here. But great to see some great racing, and great to be able to have Kong Beer Bong on board here with us tonight. Check them out at kong.twodrunk.net. Be the life of the party. Go order yourselves one of those Kong Beer Bongs. They're great at the racetrack. They're great at home. They're great at parties. Makes a lot of beer go down real quick. And Verdane TV and Tim's Corner Motorsports always, always, always remind you to drink responsibly.
Maybe they will sponsor the TCM Great Pilgrimage to Phoenix, Arizona.
How cool would that be?
I already picked out what this thing is going to be called. It's going to be the Great Pilgrimage.
The Great Pilgrimage. One thing you should come down if you can get out of Canada. We got the Spring Sizzler coming up here at Stafford Motor Speedway, and we've already decided with the Rent-A-Race Car Camp, we're actually going to be bringing a projector and showing some of the Verdane TV races, some of the broadcasts that we've done over the past year here, in the first year here at Verdane TV. We're going to be showing them right on the side of a camper. So anybody that wants to come down to the track, Spring Sizzler weekend, it's the last week of April, Friday and Saturday night. Going to be watching some Verdane TV races on the side of a camper. How cool is that?
I'll be there.
Come on down.
Do you remember that night that Mrs. down south thought I was Mario Lemieux?
I don't remember nothing.
I don't know what she was drinking, but Mario Lemieux is from Quebec and not Newfoundland. But we are off to the races. Rash 40 laps completed. Brad Eddy, Caden Tuffs, they will settle in. But look at this, the 51 Josh Langell is going to get going here side by side with Craig Tully as they bump and bang. Caution back out here. Not sure. It wasn't on my screen. We're going to need some assistance, but it looks like we got a damaged car.
Another Kong Beer Bong instant replay. Unfortunately, cautions do breed cautions. 12 and 13 car. Dave Cassidy and Mitchell Montgomery finding each other on the racetrack. And in the iRacing simulation, just like real life, you can't have two pieces of physical matter in the same place at the same time. There you see the 12 car up high. The 13, a little bit hot coming in. And comes in, gets into the rear quarter panel of the 12 car, kind of turns him into a bumper car. And great driving by Danny Vitch, going all the way up to the wall to get around him. But there you can see Mitchell Montgomery grabs the gear, gets that thing pointed in the right direction. A little bit of nose damage there from slapping the outside wall, but it looks like he's going to be able to continue on. All 24 drivers that started this feature still in the race. 3 drivers down a lap or 2. Justin Robichaux going to be the lucky dog here, the free pass car in the 93. He's going to be in the 22nd position. Corey Burke and Dave Horton 1 lap down and 2 laps down respectively. But I'm crazy good racing here so far this afternoon, or this evening.
Wait till tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I got a new t-shirt, Paul.
Lay it on me.
Verdane TV, wad it up.
Wad it up. Hashtag wad it up.
Wad it up.
Yeah, we're coming up on halfway here, and man, speaking of t-shirts, you can actually go over to Verdane.shop. That's all you got to type in the address bar, Verdane.shop. We've got Verdane TV shirts in there. We've got, I don't think I put the Tangly Light shirts in there, but I've got the design ready to go. We're going to be putting it in that there soon. We've got Angry Tree Guys shirts. We got Angry Tree Guys shirts in there. We got Two Drunk Esports, Two Drunk Motorsports, Two Drunk Gaming with myself, John Adams, Brandon Queen, Alyssa Tatum, man, it's and Richard Beasley, the champ Richard Beasley. We've got our brand in there, and just recently added, we got the Rent-A-Race Car shirts in there. We got tumblers, we got hats, we got all sorts of cool stuff. Be sure to check it out. Use that promo code TANGLEY for 10% off. TANGLEY, I think is how we decided how that was spelled there, Mikey.
I was gonna say you're gonna spell it for the fans, but so we're gonna do a Facebook check-in, Rash. What's going on Facebook there, Paulie? We got any more shots of the shops? Are we seeing chassis? Are we seeing beer drinking? What's going on?
We got a lot of likes coming in, a lot of fans tuning in. We got to give a shout out to, over on the YouTube page, Bob Hutchings. Didn't realize he qualified for the race here tonight, so he missed out here tonight. And we got to give a shout out to Brett Suggs Racing and Marketing. They're tuned in. Usually he's out streaming, but he wants to watch the action right here. He wants to see, he's already qualified in, Brett Suggs in, and he's going to follow along. His team driver, Caden Tuffs, in that 88. Green flags in the air. Take it away. You guys know what you're doing.
Green rag, Rash, as we continue to see that battle brew between the 72 of Brad Eddy and Caden Tuffs. Man, they are putting on a show tonight. Lanja will get that position on Craig Tully. We've seen really get heated early. Now we're seeing the 41. Tully, and Brad Eddy's out the pace. Oh, he gets wadded.
Into Josh Landell as well, and oh my goodness. That's going to really shake things up in your top 5.
Say it, Rash. Wadded up.
Wadded up.
Wadded.
www.wejustwaddedupahobunchofracecards.net. Don't go to that because I don't know what it is, but gives us another opportunity to take a look at a Kong Beer Bong instant replay, and man, oh man, this is big. We're going to take a look at this from the chopper because it looks like it was a little bit of contact between Caden Tufts and a 72 car of the race leader, Brad Eddy. He's been leading most of the race here so far this evening, and we're going to have to do this one in slow motion because there's a lot going on. So here we go. We got side by side. There you see it, the 72 down low, the 88 of Caden Tufts down up on the high side, and it looks like the 72, well, that coming out of the corner, that all turned out okay. So that's definitely good news there. Heading into turn number 3, here you see it. A couple of cars going for the same piece of real estate. Caden Tufts gets a great run on the outside, and it looks like, well, we don't have any contact yet. There you see the 72 get a little bit loose, and he kind of turns, I don't want to say he turns up into the 88, but the 51, almost a great job getting by, but he gets clips. He drifts by. He gets T-boned by Tully, Craig Tully. The 41 of Goss gets involved there. Man, oh man, that's a tough situation there. The 90 gets involved. The 24 of Aiden Christensen, he gets involved. The 17 looks like he gets away scot-free, and everybody else does a pretty good job. There you see Conrad Murphy giving a little bit of a tap there to the 51. How about Derek Gates? He gets through scot-free. Good news there. We're going to have to back that one up because that was a pretty good job jumping on the brakes there. We're going to look on board. We're going to look on board here with the 024, and you can actually hear him already off the throttle. Tangly
Drive
situation.
through it. Drive through it.
There you go. Look at that. Heads up driving from the 024 of Derek Gates. Great job there, but that's going to hand the lead over to Craig Tully, it looks like, and I imagine there's going to be a lot of cars down there on pit road, Mikey, trying to bang out some of the damage here. I don't believe we've got any quick repairs, so that's definitely tough. And hey, it looks like we've got some folks on Facebook tuning in here. Todd Tufts tuning in, Brett Suggs, John Dillinger. Man, there's a whole bunch of people starting to jump in the chat. Hey, let us know who you're rooting for. Let us know who you're watching here tonight. If you're in the race tomorrow, let us know what your strategy is tomorrow. But we're already 2x2 all the way through. Lights are off. We're getting ready to go green, Mike.
They're not going to send us any shop picks. I want to see what beverage they're drinking. So let's go with that. So we're going to get set. It's going to be Tully with the hammer. Tully gets it going with the 41 of Jason Goss in P2. He's going to tuck in behind, and Brad Eddy is still there, and he's in the 72. So I guess Caden Tufts, I'm not sure what happened there with the lineup, but Eddy is still up front. I guess it looks like Caden Tufts was put to the back. The 93 is around. We're still in the green.
Around there,
and there's cars going everywhere, Reg.
This is impressive that they kept it green so long, and as you said, a lot of heads-up driving by these guys in the previous wreck there. I think what we saw there was really just a classic racing incident of two cars just giving it all they've got with each other. We kind of knew it was coming from the beginning of this race with how aggressive they were being, but I'm interested to see how Craig Tully handles the lead here. He's been looking fast all night. He was keeping it calm and collected in that third position, probably being patient and waiting for a moment like this, and it's paid off for him so far. But look at that, Brad Eddy already back up to third. He means business and wants to come up to the front of this field yet again.
100%, and we'll talk to Tim a little bit later, but we do have the tap rule, so not quite sure what happened there with the lineup there, but Brad Eddy maintaining the position, but looking at there, your pick, Brody Lewis, is on pit road, not looking good, 8 laps down. Could be the end of his night. Josh Langell had a monster run here tonight. He looks like he could be done for the night. John Gahan down 3 laps now, making some adjustments on pit road. Hopefully he can make it back in time, but a couple of cars down a lap here tonight, Rash. 18 on the lead lap, Corey Burke, Dave Horton, down 1 lap here.
That's the brutal thing with our sport in these kinds of races, there can only be one. So it's pretty heartbreaking when you've got a favorite driver out there and so much talent in this field, and they're all fighting for that one coveted position. And One thing I think we should point out about the track and the driving line here, Mike, is we touched on it a little earlier, but this progressive ranking kind of makes it interesting, especially when we get into two-wide racing, because you don't really want to run necessarily right against that yellow line. You got kind of the hot groove here is usually just maybe half a car width up from the bottom, and that kind of makes it interesting because when you're too wide, each car is sort of sharing a piece of that optimal groove, and that's kind of really shake things up. So especially when we have these restarts, cautions breeding cautions, people have to sort of adjust and figure out a different rhythm than what they were running when they were single file on some of these longer green runs.
Well, with the many events that I've seen in New Smyrna in real life, I know the quick way around coming out of 3 and 4, you really need to get close to that wall and side draft that wall down the front stretch and really get really tight, as we see Craig getting close there as he comes in the back stretch into 3 and 4. We'll see what he throws down now as he comes into the corner here. You really got to get tight here, and we'll see 41 applying lots of pressure now, about an eighth of a second off the back bumper as now Goss will throw the front into the inside of the rear quarter, trying to pick that up. Tully trying to pitch him down, trying to hold him off here, but look at this. Brad Eddy is going to try to connect to the back bumper. He's going to go to the high side of 41, almost up to the top. This is going to get wild here. Our top three really taking it off the gloves right now. It's a battle for a three-way battle. Oh!
And Brad Eddy into Jason Goss. That's going to really shake things up as it brings out the caution on lap 63.
Now, I'm not sure where the tap is going to happen here as we see a replay from Paul, but if someone's going to throw the tap here, we'll find out from Tim. But definitely some contact between Eddy and our good friend Jason Goss.
Yeah, that was one of those things where, I just missed the brake pedal. I think we're going to take a look at the onboard here from Brad Eddy, and you can see I guess I could maybe possibly call that a racing deal. We'll back it up a couple times. We've got to
shows the blimp.
We're going to take a look at the blimp. We'll take a look at the blimp. We'll finish rewinding here. We'll take a look at the blimp view here, and back it up a little bit more. Came out of the corner right in his tire tracks. There you see, kind of shoots down low. I don't know. That looks like he kind of drove right into the corner, and it looks like he is going to take the tap. I can see right now on timing and scoring, Brad Eddy going to the back of the pack, so that's going to be an end of longest line penalty for the 072 or the 72 car. He's going to shoot on to the back of the pack, but make sure you check out Kong Beer Bong, kong.twodrunk.net. Visit that link. Pretty cool little deal and we're glad to have them on board here at Vidane TV, as well as Two Drunk Motor Esports. Brad Eddy going to take this opportunity to go down and get some fuel and some tires and bang out some of the damage that he's collected throughout the race here. But still, Craig Tully up front. Great racing here tonight, and shout out to everybody tuning in on Facebook and on YouTube. Lots of folks starting to kind of come out of, well, maybe not come out of their shells just a little bit. Samantha Penny, she's watching us. She's rooting on Ryan Twinham here this evening. Todd Tufts, very obviously rooting for Caden Tufts in the 88 car. Looks like there's a little bit. John Herbert Dillinger asking if there's any money on the line. Not tonight, but tomorrow night for the actual showcase. Got over $100 purse on the line, and there's still some sponsorship opportunities available. So if you are looking to get your brand or your logo or your company on board and get a little bit of action, we got 300 laps tomorrow night at New Smyrna for the showcase, the Tim's Corner Motorsports Showcase. And those are all the drivers that have won throughout the special events. All sorts of stuff. Rational Richard Drake here in the booth is racing with us tomorrow night. If you want to get your brand or your logo on board, shoot a message over to the Tim's Corner Motorsports Facebook page or Tim Terry directly on Facebook, and we can absolutely get that over to you. You got a lot of lap sponsorships still available, $3 per lap for the lap sponsorship. So pretty cool to see these guys entertaining the masses, as we always do here on Vidane TV, and it's always a good opportunity to kind of reward these guys for entertaining us here tonight. I'm entertained. I don't know about you guys. I would definitely throw a couple bucks at some of these drivers for sure.
Absolutely, Paul, for sure. And, how about that new top three there, Mike? We've got Daniel Vitch and Wade Cresswell, who, if I believe correctly, were your top two finishers from the B main. So they've already enjoyed some success tonight, and they're looking to bring it home in this big one as we go green.
Yeah, lots of big switch up here as we take a peek there. Jason Goss, I'm not sure if the tap was in effect, but he did choose to go down pit road and gave up that position. If that was the case, unfortunately for him, he's going to start in the 15th position as we get some too wide action to 42. Mark Williams to the outside. He's going to battle with that 76. So Wade Craswell heating up here as we get some fast cars going to be coming up from the back of the pack. Earlier on with that Brad Eddy incident, he has now already made himself into the 13 as we get the 42 of Mark Williams wadded up into the infield. Still under green flag. They're going to let this one go here, I believe, as we complete lap number 70. Craig Tully in control of this. Just kind of having a peek here at the roster. We're Caden Tufts now in third position. Where did he come from? Boy, how come we didn't pick him, Rash?
I don't know. I almost did. That's a familiar face for sure. And he may have been able to get some tires when he was shuffled to the back there. But Wade Cresswell's not giving that spot up easily. He's going to really challenge him. But Caden manages to get around and secure third, and he's going to try to run down Daniel Vitch, who's currently in second position.
See, I picked the 88 of Caden Tufts to win the race, but you guys didn't come to me for picks. We didn't have enough time at the start of the race, but doing a great job. One of the new drivers, Red Suggs Racing and Marketing Designs. He's got an iRacing team put together, and that 88 car of Caden Tufts is part of that hashtag 33 team. So doing a great job racing his way all the way back up to the third position on the podium right now for Caden Tufts.
Hey, we were talking about the naming rights for tomorrow night, so there's no major sponsor just yet, so the opportunity is open if you're out there listening and you want that title. You can throw up a few extra bucks for these guys. If it doesn't go, I wonder if Tim will give me the opportunity to name it, because I'm thinking Mike Streaks for $50,000, 300.
I think that'll bring out the fans.
Either that or we'll send them home.
I'll pit myself out for $50,000 for AdvancedMindTrack.com.
Hey, I've had a lot of fun with the Mike Wants to Rock at Rockingham, so it could be your second hosted race.
Mike, just call me Mike the Tank. As we continue this, we're taking a peek right now at the 17. Ricky Miller oh wow, what a crossover. That is Cassidy's back there. Ricky Miller, Conrad Murphy. Boy, Jason Goss now trying to come up through as we take a peek at that 24. Aiden Christensen. This is getting pretty wild here.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been really enjoying the two wide battles as we see. Looks like Dave Cassidy gets a bump from behind, but it doesn't phase him. Manages to take the corner normally, and man, that's a tight pack though. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some action in there for sure.
Now, I was calling the 24. That's 024. Derek Gates that was in there. Gates down a lap. So this is traffic coming around the 024 right now. So he's getting a lot of pressure as we take a peek right now. The 17 and 41. So that 024 down a lap right now. So these are our lead lap contenders trying to get through here. And it's going to go three wide possibly as Jason Goss throws it in there. And Gates will spank the wall. This is going to be pretty tight to possibly a caution. Can they hold it, Rash?
I hope so. And I mean, Derek Gates, he's had some bad luck tonight. He showed he was really fast. He's fighting with Taylor Layton right now, I believe, to try to secure that lucky dog position in the event that we have another caution. So totally makes sense for him to be fighting hard as the pack goes by. And he's going to file in behind Jason Goss, who's now on the inside of Dave Cassidy. Things are heating up, Mike.
Well, there's several races throughout this half mile here at New Smyrna. If you're just tuning in, I'm Mike James from Eastbound International. We got the legendary Rational Richard, the 41 machine, in the booth tonight. You're like the Joey Logano on the Xfinity race, getting a little bit of sneak peek before the big race the next day.
Yeah, that's right. I've been enjoying seeing the different Cup drivers come on for commentary. It's been pretty cool to see that, and I'm delighted to be here with you, Mike. Really cool to see the production side of things and the wonderful show that you and Showtime Paul Strickland always put on for these Vidane racing shows. I love it as a fan as much as I do as a competitor.
I wonder if the Hall of Famer Dylan Langell, the Fanny Pack man, the Macho Man, the cream always rises to the top man, is tuning in tonight. I'm sure if he's not, he's going to be listening to tomorrow. So I'm probably going to get cursed on quite a bit. As we see the 29 coming around, that was our P2. Oh, and Brad Eddy, was he involved? We'll find out in just a moment. Paul, take us back.
Holy moly. More wrecking up with the leaders. Was trying to get you guys on board there, whispering in your ear. Craig Tully kind of checked out a little bit. He had a 2 or 3 second lead over this pack of drivers, but holy moly, that's going to be big. We're going to have to take a look at this one from the blimp, the Kong Beer Bong instant replay here. And we're going to do it in slow motion. So take a peek there at Danny Vitch. So you see him in the 29, the 72 of Brad Eddy, the 88 of Caden Tufts, and the 057 of John Byron moving his way back up into the top 5. But there you see the contact initially between the 72 and the 29. 72 kind of goes up. He puts the 88 in the wall, kind of bounces up on 2 tires, and there's a little bit of T-bone action there from John Byron into the 88, knocks the cone all the way up the track. 72 is going to get by, looks like okay. The 24 does a great job. That's Aiden Christensen driving on the high side, getting on around, and it looks like everybody was actually able to gather their cars back up, but man, oh man, watching some of these drivers up in the lead, the top 10, top 5 even, getting spun around is just craziness all the way throughout the pack. It looks like everybody was able to grab a gear and get pointed, but that's going to shake up the top 3 again. Craig Tully still holding on to the lead. Wade Craswell second. Caden Tufts in the 3rd position. Aiden Christensen, easy enough for me to say, Aiden Christensen and John Byron rounding out the top 5.
The lawns keepers are going to be pretty pissed over there in turn 1 as at eastbound we have a $50 penalty if they wad up the grass, but hard smack there for your boy. So right side front damage. Could it be his end of his night? We'll see as we see through the field here. Caden Tufts is still showing P3, but man, did he ever hit that rear or right side front pretty hard off the front pit wall.
Absolutely, and I think, if we were judging a competition here, I'd be giving 10 points to John Byron and Caden Tufts for the synchronized spinning through turn 1. That was pretty spectacular, but I think this is exactly what Craig Tully wants to see. I think he had a pretty sizable lead going into that caution there, and when you see that many wrecks behind you, he's got a pretty clean machine in the 05 there. And that's probably going to give him quite a bit of an advantage going into this restart where, he doesn't necessarily have to worry about his car as much. I don't know, however, if he's come back for tires, and that may be a game changer.
Well, that's what I was just about to get into. Our top 4 have not reported to pit road, but John Byron in P5 has been down, and he's only got 24 laps on those Goodyears. So Aiden Christensen, actually, he was down 58 laps ago, but did not pick up tires. So John Byron, Ryan Twinham, as well as Jason Goss picking up tires. Ricky Miller picking up tires. They all have 24, 25 laps on those Goodyears, whereas the rest of the field, 90 laps. And it's pretty hot here in New Smyrna. Tires could be a major factor as we get a shootout here. 10 laps ago, it's going to be Tully and Wade Craswell getting it going. And you see Tully kind of go over to the top to try to block the run, but nobody there. Here comes Caden Tufts in the 88 in P2. The 24 machine, Aiden Christensen, taking over P3. Wow.
With 9 to go, it's going to be time for these drivers to turn the heat up. I mean, they've already been driving their wheels off it, but we're really starting to see it now. There's not much time left, and especially those guys on the fresher tires are really going to be wanting to move through the pack. Some contact possibly with Wade Craswell, but he manages to get it collected coming down the backstretch. Jason Goss involved, but solidly going into turn 3 now.
I think the 41 almost kind of assisted the save and kind of laid the side into each other and kind of did not bring out that yellow caution as Jason Goss getting a little bit impatient trying to get to the front. He does have a little bit fresher tires than the rest of the field. Goss trying to make a run here with 7 to go, and man, they're wadded here, and we're definitely going to see a caution on this one.
Yeah, that's going to poise us for a green-white checker, I'm thinking.
Still green. How is that even possible? Dude.
That's amazing.
All those wadded up cars. We are going to see this continue. Will it stay green is the question. Tully, your leader, has Caden Tufts in the rear back bumper And boy, is he within striking distance with 5 to go here. Down the backstretch into 3 and 4. This is getting wild here in the big All-Star. Both competitors wanting to get into the All-Star Showcase as Christensen gets to the inside. He's going to allow a little bit of contact there as tap, tap, tap. Rachel Richard will stay. And Rash, I don't know, but I got a funny feeling Caden Tubbs is going to the back of the field.
Well, he just disappeared, and I'm wondering, he was involved in so many wrecks tonight. I'm wondering if he hit his incident point limit. I'm thinking he hit his incident point limit.
Very well be right.
That is it for the 88 machine.
I think you may be right. We'll have to take a quick look, and we're actually going to bring in Tim Terry real quick for that. Was that the incident cap for the 88 of Caden Tufts?
Yes,
Not
absolutely.
Caden Tufts.
Yeah, absolutely. Move it back down.
Oh, well, he meant business.
100%. So we're going to pull up
4 to go here. Green, white, checkered. You want to take a peek at that, Paul?
Yeah, we're going to pull up the Kong Beer Bong instant replay. Man, oh man. Crazy racing up towards the front of the pack here. And we're going to back this up and take a quick peek at, man, that's crazy to have the 88 of Caden Tufts. It looks like there's actually quite a few drivers that have hit that incident cap. So we'll back this up and take a peek. And man, oh man, crazy. It's going to give Conrad Murphy, the 89, the lead here. And we're just rewinding the tapes here, but great racing. 3 laps to go. Green, white, checkered is definitely going to be the case here. We're going to pull it up. We're going to focus in on the 5 of Craig Tully, who's scored in the 5th position right now. So just trying to get the cameraman to get the right incidents here. So here we go. We'll back this up. Craig Tully actually on pit road getting tires currently. And, man, just insane. Late in the race here, and here we go. Got it up here. Kong Beer Bong instant replay, and there you see it. Side by side, Caden Tufts on the low side, and there you can see he just kind of gets into the back, taps him once, taps him a second time, and gives him the old third tap there. That's a rule from Ted Christopher. I'll tap you once, I'll tap you twice, but the third time I'm going to let you know that I'm here, and I'm going to send you on around, and there he goes, and the old 57 of John Byron involved as well. A couple of drivers pretty much spun around, so crazy, crazy setup for the finish of this race.
Oh,
yes.
I apologize for that. We were actually looking at the wreck at the time. You pulled me out of the race control booth. The 88 was also the caution car for that one, so he would have been going to the end of the longest line for that anyway. But yes, he was DQ for incident points. Incident captain is 22.
22 incident points. So these drivers, that may not be the end of the incident points as we line them back up 2 by 2. We're taking a quick peek here at timing and scoring. We've got 11 cars on the lead lap. So great green flag racing through the start of this race, through the first probably 3 quarters. But boys, these guys mean business. They want to get into the show tomorrow night.
Well, look at that pit road rash. Conrad Murphy was down pit road 14 laps ago, so he has the freshest tires. He has the hammer here as we get set to go. Pace car's off, Rash. We are going to a green-white checker, and Aiden Christensen slides in front of the 41. This is going to get dirty here.
That was some driving talent to be able to save that. We've been talking about Aiden Christensen as he moved his way up through the field, and now putting himself in that 2nd position. That's a really impressive run. Conrad Murphy as well. They are completely side by side going in to take the white flag now. So, man, this couldn't be any closer. I think we're down for a really tight finish. Holy cow.
And here comes Jason Goss, the 41, final lap here, as I do not see. And look at this.
I think we have another incident cap issue.
Incident caps. Conrad Murphy, Aiden Christensen out.
What?
Jason Goss is going to be the leader. Jason Goss is going to win this race.
Your pick, Mike. You called this.
So usually it's a pretty crazy final lap commentary, but I was just like, man, what is not to go? Because there was cars there, and then there wasn't cars, and then I was just looking at a blank screen, and then the 41 came up, and I was just like, is this our leader? So it is. Congratulations to the 41. The DC Otto, the firefighter from Torbay, Newfoundland, Labrador, getting it done here, and will be one of your competitors tomorrow night, Rash.
Absolutely. Brad Eddy rounding out in second, Mark Williams in third, Ryan Twinham fourth, and Corey Burke your top five. And I feel for anybody at home watching that may not be as familiar with iRacing, I think we got to explain, these incident points. In order to try to keep the racing clean, we've got 22 incident points in this given race. And if you have something like contact with another car or hard contact with the wall, that's going to give you a 4X. So basically 6 big bouts of contact and you're done. Your car disappears, as we saw, and that could be a real game changer for positions.
Yeah, well, I've never seen our 2 leaders actually exit on incident points. So a first for us and pretty exciting. Paul, what you think of tonight? This is pretty wild, eh?
That's probably one of the most exciting races we've had here on Verdane TV in a very, very long time. And man, oh man, it sets the stage for tomorrow night's All Star Showcase. This is going to be all the winners throughout the Tim's Corner Motorsports Special Events and the 2021 iRacing season. The winners of the weekly racing series. What a fantastic show. These guys did great. These guys and gals did absolutely fantastic all night long. Just taking a look, I mean, the weather here at New Smyrna, 133-degree track temp in practice, and then dropping a little bit, right around 100 degrees as the race get a little bit cooler. The racing was phenomenal. Very, very, very good race tonight. I am excited. I am pumped up for tomorrow night.
We got a P2 winner, Brad Eddy, in the room. Brad, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Bro, man, you were dominant throughout this whole evening. Then you kind of got into it a little bit with your partner in crime there in the front. Take us through your night here tonight. It was a bit of a wild one, a little bit upsetting for yourself, but take us through.
And I think I ruined some nights of some other guys, but I probably shouldn't have made it. But yeah, no, it was good. We were really fast. This is my first long race in this new build. I ran one of Brett Suggs' private races there and did okay, but it's so different from what we were running a couple months ago. So just getting used to it and the differences, and I'm trying to find something to blame all my mistakes on. I was closing a little fast. I think with Caden there, he kind of tried to pinch me when he had about a foot on my right rear. And I know that it's going to cost people a lot of money in real life, and I cost the other guys some money if it was real life. So I think I'm just not used to where the front of the car is or something, but we'll try to recalibrate here for the showcase tomorrow.
You had an amazing battle going on there with Caden Tufts throughout the halfway point. Take us through what you got coming up and that battle that was brewing there.
Yeah, he was quick in practice, qualified fast, ran good in his heat. So did Josh, and I knew that those two were going to be right with me all night. So Caden was doing a good job, man. He was making me push pretty hard, and we were saving a little bit, and then we started to push, and then the caution came out. So and that's all she wrote. But just not used to racing these on iRacing anymore. I usually do road racing, and just not used to running against these guys specifically. So sorry if I pissed anybody off, especially the 29 car or the 41 I think on his paint scheme, but it was a fun night anyway.
Well, he did take the checkers here tonight, so I don't think he'll be too pissed. But, Brad, congratulations for a great season. Throughout this call you, I know you're probably biting at the bit for the race season to start. What's your plans coming up in the next month?
Yeah, so I think with the bubble closing up here in Atlantic Canada, it's going to be a bit of an issue. We're going to run for Dwayne McKay again out of Fredericton. So had some fun with him last year, and he's just looking to have some fun and chip away at his program and see what he can do. So I wish I lived in Fredericton, but until then, we'll chip away and run some pro stock races in New Brunswick and see if we can make some tour races, maybe IWK 250. So we'll be having fun there, and maybe we'll see about a legend car, maybe with CHR on the back. I'm not sure about that yet, but we'll see.
There you go. I'm going to plant this seed. We were talking about it early in the broadcast. Listen to it tomorrow. Well, we're talking about doing a TCM travel agency, the Great Pilgrimage to the Phoenix Cup Final. You up for that? Staying in some tents and some deserts?
I mean, that's what would I rather do, man? Tents, deserts, race cars? That sounds like a party.
Bears? 200 Maritimers? Tim Terry in control, the pilot?
I don't think the president's ready for that, man.
I think I didn't sign up for this.
We signed up for it. It's
you
fine.
Volunteered earlier. We already came up with the idea.
On it.
The TCM Great Pilgrimage. Brad, who gets it done for you, and who do you want to thank tonight?
I just thank Craig for spotting for me. He was a little fired up at me because I kept making mistakes, and I think his chat got disabled there because he was messing with people. So, but yeah, no, he does a great job, and yeah, just all the boys I race with, all these guys are fun to race with. You know, the emotions get heated, and we kind of chirp at each other, but I think for the most part we all get along. So, thanks to everybody, and thanks to Tim, and just excited to race tomorrow.
Well, looking forward to hearing what you throw down this summer, and then hopefully see you back in the sim next season. So congratulations, Brad. We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. See you guys around.
Rash, who do we got next? We got Tim, I believe. Yeah. Ryan Twinham's in here.
Yeah, Jason Goss disappeared on us. I don't know where he was. He was in Discord and then decided to hop out. So Mark doesn't have a microphone, finished in third. Richard, let's catch up with Ryan in the 08.
All right, Ryan Twinham, I know we had a few of your fans checking in with us over the night, and you put together a really solid finish tonight. A lot of adversity in that field. Take us through your race there, and man, all the wrecks and the chaos and everything. How was that?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, thank you guys for putting on a great show every week. I haven't had a chance to talk to you guys yet, but it is pronounced Twinham. You know, I never seem to get it under control in the heat races, and if you remember the Oxford series, I'd always do better in the LCQ, so I had to fight my way through there. And then I had a decent car most of the night, and about 10 laps to go, I had fresh tires sitting in 6th, and I was feeling confident. I thought I could get up there to top 3, top 2, and it just so happens my wheel came dislodged, and so I had to fight that till the next caution. And you know, just a couple misfortunate events there at the end when I thought I was faster than the guys in front of me.
Oh, man, that's the worst. And thank you for the correction of how to say your last name there. And I would guess the wheel there must have just been sort of a force feedback issue. I know that it's kind of weird getting the feel of these setups here. How do you find, we've talked a bit tonight about this new super late model. I think everybody's still trying to, you know, get used to it and how it feels. Some of these new fixed setups that we've got here at New Smyrna, making it different than people who have raced an event here over maybe a couple months ago with the previous car. What are your thoughts on that new car?
It's definitely getting some taken used to. You know, I just gotten used to the old one, really, in that Oxford series, and then they wanted to flip the script on me. So I've only ran a minimum amount of races so far in this new one, so definitely the first half of the race I was just trying to figure things out.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations on a really fantastic finish tonight, putting it together for a top 5, and who'd you like to thank for getting yourself up here?
Obviously, the boys at Rev Racing. You got Magic Mike, Rhino, Joe, Barkhouse, Keith. You know, all them guys helped me out a lot. They're all levels above me in skill, so I just take all the information I can get. Tim, for every opportunity I've gotten. I know this time last year I was asking him to get in, and he hadn't had it open to Americans yet, so I'm thankful for that. And the boys at Vidane, you guys put on a great show every race, whether I'm in it or not. I'm watching.
Well, fantastic. It sounds like we'll be able to count on you if we get a Season 3 going sometime in the future.
Absolutely. You can count me in.
Well, that's Ryan Twinham, everybody, and thanks a lot, Mike, Paul, Tim. What do you guys think?
I got to apologize to Ryan because I've called him Twinham for a long time, man. I really apologize for butchering the name, bro, and get this night. So Twinham it is. I look forward to seeing you in the future, bro. Great. Congrats on the P4 position.
Hey, thanks, man. And don't feel too bad. My whole team knows how to pronounce it right. And every time they got an interview, they still pronounce it wrong.
Well, I'll test you here now. Say Newfoundland for me.
Newfoundland.
Hey, there we go, bro. He said it right.
Hey, you guys have a good night, man. I appreciate the talk.
All right, bro. Tim. Wow. He's been up here before.
Yeah, it's great to see Ryan up here. He works hard. Great to see him up here in the top 5. Congratulations to him. Interesting race. I think Mike Rhino said that in the session before we kind of left, but interesting show. You had Craig Tully up front for a while. You had Caden Tufts up front for a while. Brad Eddy up front for a while. You had that battle at the end with the 2 hitting incident points in the white flag lap, getting into each other, going down into 1, trying to win the race. We set it at 22 tonight. Usually it's at 25. Typically, 2 incident points doesn't matter because if you get a 4X, it typically doesn't matter. So, yeah, it is what it is. Congrats. What are you saying?
I think the only time we ever seen that was smashed potatoes.
Even the last 2 smashed potatoes, we didn't have an incident cap. So there's that too. But congratulations to Jason Goss. He's locked into the showcase. He'll be a part of the advancemytrack.com 35 tomorrow night for Eastbound before we go to the showcase. So 7:45 Atlantic start tomorrow night for that, and then we roll into the showcase at 8:30. So 28 drivers will be locked into that. We may look at adding 1 or 2 more. We'll conference here at the end and try to figure that out. But congratulations to Jason Goss. Richard, thank you for joining us tonight. Mike, we'll see you tomorrow night. Bring the wine. Going to be a great finale. Paul is busy with the Fatheads Cup Series coming up in about 5 minutes' time.
Okay.
So head over to Vidane TV and
Before you go,
What?
Before you go, I'm going to cut you off.
You got all night to talk tomorrow night.
I don't care. Tomorrow night, if there's no sponsor, so if you're listening, you gotta pony up for these guys because tomorrow's going to be the All Star Super Bowl. So if you're out there and you want to put a great name on a great race, you're going to have to get in touch with Tim. If you do not get in touch with him and take that title sponsorship, Tim, I want to call it Mike Streaks for $50,000, 300.
It's a 250, but
whatever.
We can work. It might feel like 300 before it's done and over with tomorrow night. Thank you guys for being a part of it. Paul's going to run with the Fatheads Cup Series. Go to Vidane.net, Vidane on Facebook, and enjoy some good cup racing action until tomorrow night with the TCM